We received this question. I recovered from anxiety disorder on my own 6 years ago and was doing great up until 5 months ago. Most of my symptoms returned and I'm struggling again. My questions are, why am I back in anxiety disorder? What should I do now? And how can I prevent relapsing again? Well, I'm sorry to hear you are struggling with anxiety again after doing so well for so many years. However, this is a problem we see often. A person can return to anxiety disorder for two main reasons. Number one, a return to hyperstimulation. If you experience stressful circumstances and didn't or weren't able to manage your stress well, they can elevate into hyperstimulation. Unmanaged chronic stress is a common cause of a return to hyperstimulation and symptoms, but that's not all. Hyperstimulation increases activity in the amygdala, the brain's fear center. Increased amygdala activity can make everyday situations and circumstances look more threatening, which can trigger anxiety when it normally wouldn't. And if we react to that anxiety with more anxiety, it's not long before we spiral the body up into hyperstimulation and symptoms and then struggle with anxiety again. Elevating unmanaged stress is a common cause of a spiral into hyperstimulation, symptoms, and problems with anxiety. And number two, unaddressed underlying factors. Anxiety disorder is caused by underlying factors, those beliefs, thoughts, actions, and situations and circumstances that cause problems with anxiety. Unaddressed underlying factors are one of the most common causes of a return to anxiety disorder. Unaddressed underlying factors can silently increase stress, leading to hyperstimulation and symptoms. Then, unaddressed underlying factors can fuel hyperstimulation, creating problems with chronic anxiety and symptoms. Also, hyperstimulation can activate old fears, making them seem threatening again, which often creates a vicious cycle of unaddressed underlying factors creating anxiety, anxiety creating stress, stress fueling hyperstimulation, hyperstimulation creating chronic symptoms, anxious behavior creating more stress, creating more anxiety, hyperstimulation and symptoms, and so on. Again, unaddressed underlying factors that create anxiety and stress are one of the most common causes of a return to anxiety disorder. To answer your question about what you should do now, I recommend practicing your level 1 recovery skills to help your body heal and connect with one of our recommended therapists to help you identify and successfully address the underlying factors that are creating issues with your anxiety. Unaddressed underlying factors will always create issues with anxiety given enough time. Unless you successfully address your underlying factors once and for all, it's only a matter of time until they cause problems with anxiety again. To answer your question about how to prevent relapses, successfully addressing both levels of anxiety disorder recovery prevents rebounds into anxiety disorder. The more level 2 recovery work you do, the more insulated you are against relapses. We get the results we hope for when we do the right recovery work, and we can do this work with the right information, help, support, and effort. Therefore, there is no reason to suffer with anxiety disorder long term. We can become successful by doing the right work. You can view our video, 2 Levels of Anxiety Disorder Recovery, if you aren't familiar with them. The link is in the comments.